edible, and different species are cultivated for sale worldwide. Some fungi, such as yeast, is also used in the production of fermented foods and drinks.
Just we spoke, there is good gene, good bacteria, bad bacteria, good gene, bad gene. There is good fungi and bad fungi. The khamira, the yeast, is good fungi. You make bread for us.
Yes. Just bread and alcohol.
Makes alcohol for us. This is the fungus work. I didn't put too much with you. If there is no fungus in the forest, there is no green plants, there is no trees, there is no plants. The fungus eats everything decomposed, and it gives it to the roots of the plants. Because of this, if you make in a garden in your house, it won't grow up. But if you make it in the forest, it will grow up. Because the fungus will grab its roots, because it's big, and it will eat everything, and it gives its nutrient to the plants. There is no forest without a fungus. There isn't. It cannot be. You know? Jannah, Jannah. It's a gene making.
The relationship between roots of certain forest trees benefits these trees which live in soil with less mineral content, as the fungi is able to break the humus to release minerals like nitrogen and phosphorus, which are later absorbed and used by the plants. Penicillin, perhaps the most famous of
penicillin, why the bacteria is not attacking as a fungus? Because the fungus makes the antibiotic, controls the bacteria. They found the fungus, he makes penicillin, and they took from the fungus and make the penicillin pills. And they didn't make it. They took it from the fungus. They are not clever, no. Fungus more clever than the scientist. He made the penicillin antibiotic, not the scientist. The penicillin drug is taken from the fungus penicillin.
All antibiotic drugs is derived from a common fungus called penicillin. Many other fungi also produce antibiotic substances.
All the antibiotic, they take it from the fungus,
which are now widely used to control diseases in humans as well as animals.
And we directed to you a few of the jinns listening to the Quran. And when they attended it, they said, listen quickly. And when it was concluded, they went to their God may bring some of the jinns to listen to the Quran. And they listened it, and they go and they told their people, there is a word from God coming. The jinn have minds, the bacteria has mind, he understands. We will see this. This is not a fungus, this is more smaller, it's a protist.
What about dogs? What about mold? This is
a protist, يعني unicellular. This is a protist, a unicellular, not a fungi. Unicellular, one cell organism, one cell. We will see if it has a brain.
Polycephalum. It's a slime mold that scientists sometimes call sponge-bottom squarepants. It grows in this weird oozy form and eats by slowly developing bacteria, spores, and any other nasty little bits it encounters along.
This is an organism. It's a protist.
It's a single-cell organism, so it doesn't have a brain or a nervous system. And that's what makes some of its abilities really interesting. Scientists have been studying it in labs for about 30 years, and they continue to be surprised by it. Put P. polycephalum in a maze with a bit of food at the end, and it grows perfectly through the maze.
Look, and the maze, it knows where the shortcut. Here, there is people, they don't know where the shortcut. The one cellular knows where is the shortcut.
To find it, no wrong turns. That sounds like ability to reason.
One cellular organism, he knows the shortcut.
That's making smart decisions. And as it travels throughout the forest or a
You know how to travel.
lab, the mold leaves a chemical trail behind it that lets it know that it's explored a space before, so it doesn't grow that way again. That sounds like a form of memory. And then there's the way that P. polycephalum builds itself. A study by a British university showed that the slime actually builds perfectly optimized routes between destinations. And they propose using it in city planning. Just make a tiny model of the terrain and
I made another study on it. They making a brain computer, a living computer from this unicellular, a living computer.
put some food where major destinations are, and watch the slime build your roads and transit systems. This is big. Here is a single-cell organism. No brain, no nervous system, making smart, life-saving decisions.
There is no brain, but it's smart. Strange.
So, does that make mold intelligent? And if so,
You don't need a brain to be smart. This proves it.
what about other organisms? This is kind of messing with my whole idea of what...
Okay, we took an idea.
Folks, this triggers the cell's photoreceptors.
That if it's one cell, it has eye, it has ears, it has everything. It can hear. One cell, it has eyes, it has ears. Look, they have proved it.
Receptors, which cue the cell to steer toward the light. Now, the movement. That's the creepy part. The bacteria each grow tiny little tentacles called pili that reach out toward the light. The pili tentacles only form on the side facing the light source, attaching to the surface they're on, and then retracting to pull the bacteria along. While the light refraction principle is essentially similar to human vision, a Senectocystis cell is about 3/1000ths of a millimeter across, 500 million times smaller than the human eye. So its resolution is low and
They can see, but they see at a low resolution, you know?
only
That's
perceive
the difference.
blurred outlines of objects. Kind of like when I take my glasses off. So is this evidence of an evolutionary connection between bacteria and people? Do other bacteria...
Okay. This is the last verses now. And the people, they were worshipping the jinn. What does it mean? They listening to the voices in their head, the jinn speaking, and they obeying these voices. They worshipping the jinn. You must listen to God's words, and you do it, not you, the minds that the jinn is speaking. Look, this is God, the jinn, the good jinn telling, they thought God will not resurrect nobody. God, even the jinn will resurrect and judge. The unicellular, God will resurrect, He will judge if it's good and it's bad. Thank you very much. Our conference is finished. Anyone who likes to answer a question, Mr. Vasquez, the mic is yours.
No, I'm going. No, I'm going. I have a